In college, James
Yep.
Franklin fired at Penn State. He lost 3 in a row. And, I said this after the UCLA loss. Oregon broke them. Oregon broke Penn State this season, because everybody was talking about they can't beat a top team, and they had the whiteout and everything was going, and they got Aller, and they're like, this is our chance. This is our chance to finally win the big one that everybody says we can't win, and they still lost at home, and I think they were just totally deflated. They go to UCLA, walk into a trap, with Neuheisel and what's his name, Skipper, the new guy,
Yeah, Tim Skipper.
Tim
Yep.
Skipper and Neuheisel running the offense, and Nico Iamaleava, who had been kind of underachieving. They walk into a trap there. They got a tough game on the road, long trip, everything bad. Okay, and then they lose there, then they lose in Northwestern, and then they pull the plug. But I think it all goes back to Oregon broke that team this year. So thanks a lot, Neil. The people in State College really thank your guys for coming in there and ruining it for their season and their coach.
Yeah, you were Penn State. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You can fire James Franklin. Okay, he's a great recruiter. Obviously something happened there, like you said. If Oregon broke their will, how are you not firing whoever signed him to a contract that gives him a $49 million buyout? That guy needs to be shown the door along with Franklin.
He had been there for 12 years. You know what I mean? So and he's been almost there. I mean, they made the semifinals of the playoff last year. And so, I think he had earned it. But now, have you heard about the clause in his contract?
Yeah, he's got he's got to actively search for another job for the right pay, so that way Penn State can subtract the salary from
So it's $8 million a year through 2031. Plus the money he was owed for the rest of this year. So it comes out to $49 million. And he has to diligently search. And so I was on social media talking about this the other day, and people said, hey, look, I put my resume on Indeed.com and I check it once a week, but hey, there's nothing happening out there. Somebody else said, hey, I just update my LinkedIn bio, and then hey, you got to come get me. For me, see, I would get me a really nice place at a golf resort. And I'd get up every morning and I'd walk out to the first tee and I'd look around like, well, I don't see any broadcasting or coaching jobs here. So I guess I'm going to tee off and play 18 and go eat a fabulous dinner. And then I'll cash my check and try again tomorrow. I mean, I'm not in any hurry. I mean, $49 million, I'm not in any hurry to go work again. Or somebody else said, look, you could take a job for like $1 million at Fox or ESPN or somewhere, right? And they still got to pay you $7 million because they only have to offset the difference. So you take a job for $1 million, right? And then you still get $7 million. So you're getting paid $8 million to broadcast games for the next however many 6 years.
Yeah, I would recommend that road for Coach Franklin. You sign a 5-year contract with ESPN, $1 million a year.
Yeah.
And then you're still going to get your $8 million a year after 5 years unless you find another job. But yeah, it's the failing upwards. Jimbo Fisher, the AD that gave Jimbo Fisher a $70-some million buyout and 40, and just the numbers are just crazy.
Isn't Jimbo Fisher on TV now? Isn't that what he's doing? He's on TV somewhere.
Probably.
I want to say I've seen him somewhere, or maybe he's just sitting back counting his money.
he's at that first tee looking at so yeah.
So now you have to hope that Indiana didn't break your team. What happened there?
They got punched in the mouth. I mean, Indiana was out physicaled Oregon. I thought Oregon would win the offensive and defensive battles at the line of scrimmage. They did not. That guy can coach. I mean, IU is not a football school. He's 17-2 over his last 19. And this thing's shaping up, that conference, to have Ohio State and Indiana play in the title game if everybody wins out. And IU has Michigan State, UCLA at home, Maryland on the road. You were Penn State on the road, Wisconsin, and at Purdue. So they got no Ohio State, until the conference title game, and Ohio State looks like nobody's going to beat them right now. Yeah. With the way their defense is playing, so it's I know Paul Feinbaum wouldn't be happy about that. He keeps going after Cignetti, Coach Cignetti. But yeah, Oregon, they had the yellow out, or their version of the yellow out. Game day was there, CBS Sports was there, and that early on they went for it in their own territory on like 4th and a half yard and didn't get it. And all of a sudden I sat up in my chair and I was like, ooh, who is this Indiana team? Because frankly, I thought Oregon was going to have their way with them. I couldn't have been more wrong. So hats off to Coach Cignetti and Indiana. Oregon will be back. Oregon's got Oregon's got some tough games later. They got USC at Autzen. They're at Washington. They're at Iowa. So, but I'm all in on the Ducks still.
Yeah. And Cignetti didn't have to worry about Feinbaum. He's going to be out for the Senate soon. So
yeah.
But no, Cignetti, I like his swag, man. You know what I mean? And I think players respond to it. They asked him about his recruiting philosophy, and he said, "Hey, man, I win. Google me." I think he leader of men, and he's got that swag that, like, I think young men respond to that. You know what I mean? They want to go out there feeling like they got the S on their chest and they're ready to win. And, people kind of thought it was a little fluky last year, when Indiana had a great season last year, made the college football playoff, right? Last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And people were like, they shouldn't be in. And then they got dusted, but they were, they're right back there. They're 3rd ranked behind Ohio State and Miami right now.
Yeah. And it looks like it's for real. And, that's going to help recruiting as well when you win. All right, before we go, we got to talk.
Hey, real quick. Oregon, 6 wins. 3 of the coaches they beat have been fired. Gundy, Bray at Oregon State, and Franklin at Penn State. That's kind of crazy.
See, so you're just breaking everybody, just ruining it for everybody.
Yeah. Well, let's get the Rutgers coach fired this week.